And we're live. How's it going, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am just observing the markets. We're trading. We are talking about helping others, talking about grace, love, compassion. We want to be positive. We want to become financially free. We want to do a lot of different things. So this is a vessel, a channel to do all sorts of different things. We're going to help people. We're going to make money. We're going to talk. This is not financial advice. We're just hanging out. We're just being friends. We're being family. We're having a relationship and connection. And doing it all while having fun and through converse and through discourse. And, you know, this is great. This is great. So, right now we're observing the markets. We're observing GME, which is GameStop. If anyone does not know, this is GameStop. GameStop has earnings tomorrow, so it is on deck. We're observing it and seeing what's going on. We just had a small little push to the upside on both of them, and it just got immediately rejected. Boom. It pops up. It's been sitting down here at 28.87, just pops up to 29.30, and it just gets shoved right back down. And they are shoving her down. And I mean, pushing, pushing, pushing. This gap up right here on AMC on the shorter time frame looks amazing as well. But we're going through some different things, some changes in the markets. And last time I streamed, which was the first time on here and the first time in 13 years, I guess you would say. Um, we were right here. We were talking, and I'm just ranting, and I'm just ranting, and I'm just speaking, and we're right here. We haven't been able to break 550 in a very, very, very long time. And as we were sitting here, kind of down about things, kind of because we all want our investments to go up, and I'm like, yes, blah, 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 but wouldn't this, boom, wouldn't that be glorious? And an hour later, we have that right there. You got to, in this game, it's a dangerous game though, because you have to act fast, you have to move, because if you did not take that push up right there, let me show you what happened. It got shoved way down, worse. Like it got shoved down lower than it was at when we were at the low. And not the low, but when we were at a point where we were just like, this thing won't go up. Come on. It's like coming down. We're like finally up here at 520. We're excited. Gets brought right back down to 480, and you're upset and just sitting down in here. Boom. 555. And if you didn't take that, 530, you saw 543. And wow, what a traumatic turn of events that would have been. So you have to be vigilant, you have to be strategic, you have to move, you have to, I mean, there's some different things that are about to happen, and we have to be ready for those things. So that's GameStop and AMC. GameStop has earnings tomorrow, so that's why GameStop is on watch right now. Them and AMC, because AMC is tied to it because of the criminal stock market. So with that being said, I should be on GME. If you're a trader, you do not go crazy on this. You dollar cost average into this company, and this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell, but I'm telling you if anyone was going to do anything, you're supposed to dollar cost average into this. This is a beautiful bull flag, by the way. So I'm just sitting here talking. You dollar cost average into things because that's the correct way to do things. If you're going to trade and you're going to get into the world, you dollar cost average into things, and as if it be because if it goes down, you're able to double down. You're able to not have all your investment and all your exit in one basket. So I don't recommend options. I was thinking about this here recently. I don't recommend options for anyone that is not taking this serious. Like if it has to be a full-time job if you're going to do options. That is a fact. That is a fact. So GameStop, recap. We have very minimal debt. Have a CEO who's passionate about moving forward, change, innovation. But we also have a huge stockpile of cash, billions, billions. I mean, the setup, the story, the storyline, the plot, it's the thickest as it comes. I mean, it doesn't get any crazier than this. You know, the second one right behind it is AMC because of the same exact great setups, but we're talking about GME right now, and only because earnings are tomorrow. So, with that being said, we know that sales of the company, and we know that the performance of video games and the brick and mortar side of business is not just the absolute strongest. I mean, you do not have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out. Let's get a compare going here. Do we have a compare? We'll be watching both of these right now. Okay, so I should be potentially trading this right now, but I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to work on these different things. I'm trying to uh, better myself. I try not to be so emotional, get into things and jump into things because there's always an opportunity to get in. If you have a position, you could double down or you could wait. You could be patient, and that's it. So, so I'm gonna finish my conversation here. I'm not gonna be long, and then I'm gonna start trading. But you have you have GameStop that has a huge stockpile of cash, very minimal to almost non-existent debt. Yes, sales are down. Yes, brick and mortar businesses on vintage, video games are not just through the roof. But what you have, like I said, we have innovation, you have stockpile of cash, you have limited debt, but you have innovation, and we do not. What you also have is a couple more things. You have sentiment on your side. You have surprises such as the Roaring Kitty phenomena. You have all of the other surprises of what is going to happen with the billions of dollars. What is going to happen with the company? Like as far as like changes, what's going to happen? Is is the company going to become a holding company? Are they going to invest in the Bitcoin? Are they going to merge with a very powerful company? What's going to happen? There's a million things that could happen with this company. So something like volatile coming up like tomorrow, like earnings, you have to be very strategic. You have to be do not over leverage. You have to be patient and you have to react. You can't just act all the time. You have to react sometimes and let things play out. See how things go. I mean, well, this is going to be a long ride, so you don't have to try to jump in right now. Let things play out, see how things go, and then get in there. Obviously, you have the ability. There's two scenarios. I love trading, I love charting, I love doing a lot of these different things, but I can tell you right now, a lot of that stuff doesn't matter. The stock is going up or down, you know. And yes, you could not predict where the stock is going to go, but you can give a lot of informed, ideas and due diligence to technical analysis to figure out, particularly if it is going in the short term, maybe up or down. And that's all you have. And besides that, those are the two scenarios. You don't have to make it complicated. It's not exactly the most complicated thing in the world as far as up and down. And I say that for the example of it is complicated. People lose all their money a lot of times, but there are also the people that do it very well, do it very simplistically. With no effort, a lot of stop losses, a lot of trailing stop losses, a lot of buy orders, a lot of sell orders, and automation, no emotion, losses, wins, consistency, all connects to their success. So, two scenarios. We'll do it just like I did last time. Two scenarios here. So let's do this right here. Okay, so we got two scenarios here. This is gonna blow your mind here. Watch these two scenarios. You're not gonna believe what's about to happen. So during earnings tomorrow, and yes, we could talk about everything beforehand. We could talk about how the stock could potentially go up, go down, go up, go down. All the things that it could do beforehand. But let's talk about earnings alone. Earnings could, especially as we're inside this little bull flag, as we're inside of this wedge here, tomorrow earnings can do this right here, you know, to about $35, or it could do this right here to about $22. I mean, that's it. That's it. Not complicated, not hard. Um, Now, there's a lot of people that could be like, this is not going to happen. I mean, it's a lot more complication in this. And as I said, yes, um, this could happen. You know, that could happen. Or yes, that can happen. Yes, yes. For the GME ape heads out there that are going to get upset in the comments and say that this thing is going to moon. Well, good luck with that. And if it moons, great. I mean, I'm invested, so you don't trade if this thing is going to move. You do not trade as if this thing is going to Moaz. You do not trade as if this thing is going to short squeeze. You do not trade as if OPEX is showing up and it's time to go all in on Friday option expiries. Like, that's not how you trade. You do not trade like that. You trade as if this thing was going to go a dollar up or a dollar down. Let's benefit off of the overflows. Wonderful, great, but you have to trade them. So, not financial advice, just saying that those are your options, those are your scenarios, those are your possibilities on GameStop. Um, and then yes, let's throw a couple more scenarios in there. What else could happen? We could do this right here. We could end up right here where we're at. Would that be a surprise? You have up, down, or nowhere. Those are your options. It's not too hard, it's not too complicated. Those are your options. If a lot of people would have made a lot of money if they just would have bought shares and sat, or bought long-term options and sat. That's it. And that's up or down. Just being patient, sitting. That's it. So that's your GameStop scenario right there. Not financial advice. No one needs to just buy into this. without knowing what you're doing. This takes time. This takes due diligence. This takes effort. This is not for the faint of heart. This is a full-time job, something to be very serious about. If you have a small amount of money and you want to grow it, I suggest you learning before you invest. Sorry. Thank me later. GameStop. And I'm not going to say the GameStop, what's up, GameStop. Just GameStop. All right, now you have AMC. Now AMC is one of my American sweethearts. I'm from the South. She's my little Southern sweet tea. She's my little American sweetheart. A lot of people give a lot of hate on AMC, and I'll tell you what, boy, are you wrong. Now, if you are one of those people out there that don't call me boy, girl, are you wrong. If you're one of those people that say don't call me girl, they, them, are you wrong, okay? And we're not going to keep going, but I'm not trying to offend anyone either, so I'm just joking. But the people that are preying upon AMC's fall, you are the wrong. I was going to say you're the wrongest people out there. You are some of the wrongest people out there. It don't get no wrongest than this. This company is going to moon. Now, we do not trade upon moons. We do not trade upon where the stock is going to exactly go as far as like on a macro level, because trading means you're going to buy it and sell it. So we're not trading this as a moon. If you want to invest into a great company that is undervalued, I do not tell anyone to buy, hold, or sell, but I think if there is any undervalued company out there that has great growth potential, it is this one right here, AMC. All of the narrative around it, the debt, the CEO, Hollywood, all of these different things around it are here to take you away from the company. We're talking about the company. It's the same thing as GameStop. Yes. Is the movies just the absolute best it's ever been in history? Yes. That's the point. That's what's crazy about this. Is that we can factually say that for GameStop, the brick and mortar side of the business is declining. And that's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm sorry, don't attack me. The brick and mortar side of GameStop and the vintage online of buying of video games is declining because you can get that all online. A lot of the stuff is digitized nowadays. So you don't need the brick and mortar expansion on the ground of troops on the ground. You just do not. So yes, the GameStop is a more, GameStop has a more, the approach to GameStop should be more as far as how we can how do we need to innovate this company to change the company to not only have the sentiment of retail supporting you in your growth towards heights, but also your company doing that. And that's what's so amazing about AMC is that we just had the largest pre-Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving weekends in the 104-year history of the American family entertainment company. I do not know who needs to hear that again. I'll say it again. We just had the largest, like, record-breaking weekend in the 104-year American family entertainment company history. So, let's go over the narrative. People think movie theaters are going to go out of business for as long as they can, as long as since movie theaters came out, they want them to go out of business. There has been an attack on movie theaters for a long time. A lot of people want streaming platforms to succeed and things of that nature. You cannot get the experience that you get at a family entertainment company like AMC. You cannot get that. It's unmatched. You can't get that just in your home with yourself. You cannot get the connection you get at AMC at home with yourself. So let's go over this. Great company, everyone loves it. Well, there are people that are trying to push the company down even before 2020 and 2021 with the diseases and the shutdowns. People were already trying to push this company down. Well, during those shutdowns, when the change of administration came in, the people that are overseeing and protecting retail investors, they went MIA. Retail, the companies that retail were invested in were starting to go down and down and down and down and down and down and down. A lot of people bit the dust. A lot of them have stood the test of time, but are still here struggling like AMC under $5 years and years later. So during those times, this thing gets pushed down to $8, $7, $5, whatever. And there was a group of people, and people want to say there's millions of stories out there as far as how this stock went up, who pushed this stock up, all these different things like that. And yes, there are millions of stories out there. Regardless of the narrative around it, it went up. So we'll talk about, we're actually going to break down some of the possibilities of how this went up in later on. But right now, they push this company down. There's some people that supposedly invest in the company. The stocks go up, whatever, naked short selling, blah, 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 whatever we want to say. The stocks have what we call short squeezes back in 2020, 2021. All right. These stocks have short squeezes. Well, a lot of people get burned. They push the stock down again, again, again. Years and years later, we're sitting here under $5 still. Now, as I said, if we could zoom out here, we can look that this company that we're at right over here, this little tiny dot, this company has not been here. Like, this company has been a great company. It still is a great company. As many people want to sit here and say AMC is terrible, but want to like invest in penny stocks, or AMC is terrible, but bring up, or that invest in many companies that have hundreds of billions in debt. And yes, that's probably not true, but billions of debt, that is very true. And so yes, every company has the same different things. So the same things, many companies have those same scenarios that people continue to push down certain stocks because of. So push down, squeezes up, short squeeze right here. This is where the companies start calling these stocks memes. Don't invest in these stocks, they're nothing. Well, you see over time what has happened. This stock has just tumbled and 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 tumbled. And let's see this. Is the stock performing better down here, or is it performing better right here? The stock is performing better here. Is the stock performing better here, or is the stock performing better here? The stock is performing better here. Is the stock performing better here, or is the stock performing better here? The stock is performing better here. I rest my case. If there's any company, I do not call for this. This is not financial advice. Do not buy, hold, or sell any of these companies based upon anything that I'm saying. But if there is any company that would happen to squeeze because of short selling, because of naked short selling, because of whatever scenario you want to come up with, it would be a company that's on the verge of bankruptcy. It'd be a company on the verge of bankruptcy down here, supposedly bankruptcy. on the verge of bankruptcy down here, and then all of a sudden they're not. So let's zoom in. Are we performing better here, or are we performing better here? We're performing better here. So as they push this stock all the way down this year to $2.40 something cents, how is this possible? How do we allow that to how do we allow that to happen to this American company? How did the regulators and the protectors allow this to happen right here? Well, we see what happened. This thing still has a big move up to 11, 12 bucks. It gets pushed criminally right back down below $5 because there's something at $5 that these guys have pushed themselves over the years as they've gotten this thing under $5. We're sitting at a situation here that anything I believe above this, it just starts hurting people. So criminally, it gets pushed down back under $5 again right here. And we find out somewhere around here that there was a debt reconstruction deal, and that there was also a clause in there that allowed at $5.66 for the stock to have a debt equity swap of almost $500 million, almost $500 million. So the story is the stock is under $5. That's the main street story for the last 4 years of the criminal administrations that have ran our country. Right in here, the scenario is because of bankruptcy. That's why it's under $5. Bankruptcy. Well, it squeezes right here because, well, there's no bankruptcy. That's the narratives that they want to say. No bankruptcy. Well, right here pushes up again because of a debt equities, a debt reconstruction deal. Right in here. Well, come to find out, inside of that deal, there was a clause in there that above 566, a debt equity swap would happen. And you can see what happens after that. We get pushed down under 566, and we stay from July 23rd all the way till last Thursday. You can't make that story up. You can't make that story up. So then we're sitting here with the highest, with the best Thanksgiving weekends in the history of AMC, and the stock goes down. Well, the stock pushes up because of, and I'm telling you the story. This is the storyline. This is not my storyline. This is what I've observed through social media, through news, whatever you want to call it. Well, the Roaring Kitty comes back right here and tweets, and GameStop and AMC go up again. And finally, AMC breaks 550 for the first time in a very long time. And guess what happens right after that? Can you guess? Let me see if y'all guessed it. It pushed right back below $5 again. So now we're sitting here under $5 again. Under $5 again. Wow. We're sitting right here under $5 again, while C&K Cinemark movie theaters is above 35 basically up here. We're sitting down here, the largest movie theater chain in the world, 104-year-old American company, sitting down here. You can't even see it. Cinemark way up here. You can't make it up. It keeps going. I mean, it keeps going. So, long story short, this company right here is a company that I'm invested in personally. I do not want anyone to buy, hold, and sell this company based upon the information that I have said. But I do want people to go do their due diligence and figure out if this is a company that has the possibility to have a change from the bottom of 471. Is it more valuable than 470? That's the that's the question. Is it? And to me, it is. And to me, the value is dramatically higher than it is at 470. So that is no one's cue to go buy or hold sell this company, but it's someone's cue to go do your due diligence on the millions of companies out there that have great undervalued opportunities that you could take your investment for your family and slowly start dollar cost averaging into companies that are undervalued and grow your money and maybe help change your lives. And that's what this is all about. Tesla, I mean, my goodness, it was just at 180. 404, somewhere around 403. My goodness. SP 500 sitting here, top of this plane here. Let's see what happens. That's the overall market right there. We have Bitcoin coming down. It seems like every time Bitcoin goes up, the meme companies go down. It also seems like it's very interesting. Sometimes the when the market closes on Friday, the crypto market goes up. When the markets open up back on Sunday night, the crypto markets go down. Hmm. It's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of intricacies here that just you can't make this stuff. I mean, you can't make this up. Lots of great companies here, lots of great things going on. There is a million opportunities out there. If you can get into a company and you can invest and you can find, you got to find undervalued companies. You have to have time, patience, you have to have a little bit of investment, and you shouldn't buy off of anyone's video. You shouldn't buy off of anyone's just advice. You should go do the research yourself. You should go look at the earnings. You should go look at everything. You have to learn the system. If you don't, you're going to get swallowed up here. So, long story short, that's some of the markets. I want to take some of these profits from any large movements up, and I want to help feed and clothe people. That is my mission. That is my duty. That is my purpose. I want to do a grace project, the largest grace project there's ever been. I want to help people. I want to do the largest nonprofit project there's ever been. I want to feed and clothe people on the scale that the world has never seen before. We have more resources in this world than you could ever imagine combined. And what are we doing with them? So, long story short, that's what I want to do. If you feel like you could be a part of this mission, you feel like you can come hang out with me every single day. I'm going to be coming on here, chatting, talking. Ask me questions in the comments, like, subscribe. I don't know if I should say that, but um, that is going to be a way that I could have the ability to do the things that I want to do. So, that being said, please give me the opportunity to uh, help others, because that's all I want to do. So, if anyone sees this and wants to share it, please do it. If anyone sees it and wants to join my mission and walk with me, I'm on other platforms, on X and where other places. So we're starting to get this thing together and on the same page. So I'm ready for the journey. I think the last time I was looking, I had a YouTube channel, and the last time I did YouTube was 13 years ago when I was in college, and I wanted to be a blogger, wanted to be a streamer, wanted to be all those different things 13 years ago. And it may be longer than that. I would actually, I mean, it's probably longer than that, but 2010. So yeah, so 14 years ago, 15 years ago, potentially 13 to 15 years ago. It doesn't matter. Long time ago, I did that, and I'm just picking off. I'm picking up where I left off, and there's been what there's been. Let's see what there's been. There's been lots of different changes in the world, lots of different changes in my life since that time, but it's been a great journey. I'm excited where I'm at now, and I'm just not getting started. So come along.